Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope all is well with each and every last one of you. On today, we're going to come in and we're going to do a biblical tour. All praises to the Most High. We have 5 cards that was pulled. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about the perfect hearts. Okay. In First Chronicles 29:9. All right. We're going to talk about the Asherites. All right. You can hear about the Asherites and Judges. All right. We're going to talk about the Lamb Book of Life as well. And then we're going to talk about the council. And then we're going to talk about the governing authorities. All right. In Romans 13. Okay. So, again, we're getting started here. So we're going to just kind of like just give a feedback, I guess, okay? Just kind of look at a little bit of what the biblical is speaking about on some of this, and then we're going to actually go into the actual spirit side to see what spirit is saying, okay? So when we talk about the perfect hearts, okay, coming from First Chronicles 29:9, all right, it says, the gift for building the temple. So it was something about building a temple, okay? Maybe it was some form of a gift, okay? The actual verse it talks about the people rejoice at the willing response of their leaders, for they have given freely and wholeheartedly to the Lord, okay? So y'all can look more into that to find out more about the perfect hearts. We're just gonna go into the message once we finish this, okay? And then we talk about the Asherites and Judges, okay? Asher, the tribe of Asher and Asher, they kind of all through the Bible, on and off. I think they're mostly in the Old Testament, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And the Asherites, they really are the ones that work on the behalf of. I call him the Most High. Most people like to say God, but I say the Most High. Okay, all right, because we know that really it's the time now for the Asherites. Okay, because of the simple fact reason the 400 years of silence has already ended. Okay, all right. Actually, if I'm, it actually ended back in the month of May. I mean April. I just haven't posted video. Um, but Spirit know that I still been speaking, and I'm a whole firm. Okay. Then it says we worship the Most High in spirit, and I feel that that's what I've been doing. Even though I don't post videos, I still come and consult with Spirit. Okay, spend my time with my squad, but I do it in spirit. I do it, behind the scene. Okay, because see, one thing about me, okay, I don't. It says don't cast your pearls before swines, right? And I feel like that's a lot of that was going on when it came to that social media, okay? And the lack of support, okay? I had a problem with it, I'm sitting out here about to lose my life, and yet and still, I can't even get people to kind of fellowship with me, okay? All right. Nobody really wanted to kind of give feedback to anything. And I don't have time to be targeted by nobody when I know the ones that's trying to target me are the main peoples that's doing a lot of the manipulation, okay? That's doing a lot of throwing rocks and hiding their hands, even when it comes to this corrupted system. So I mean, just like I'm gonna keep saying, the government system, okay, that whole umbrella from the state to the federal side, they want their cake and eating it too, and it's enough of that, okay, it's enough. All right, Now the Asherites are the ones that should, it's the time for those to speak up. Okay, all right. It says reveal the consequences of the tribe of Asher's. Okay, failure to obey God's command to drive out the Canaanites from their land instead of taking control and removing the pagans' influences as instructed. The Asherite chose to coexist with the Canaanites. Okay, so instead of them trying to do the right thing, they chose to join in with the Canaanites. Okay, all right. Now the Lamb Book of Life. Okay, is in Revelation, the one we're gonna look at, 21 verse 27. And I did a couple of readings about the Lamb Book of Life, okay? Because, and I personally don't even really want to go into that because if it is a Lamb Book of Life, okay, because I got two, uh, two perspectives when I read that, okay? All right. So, and I feel that it had a lot to do with an individual, true enough. But the thing about it, I feel like it had like some guidelines and things within that book, okay, of how certain things were supposed to have been done, okay, all right. And then I feel that also it was a point in the situation, even on the earthly realm, okay. Somebody did the same thing that David wasn't supposed to do. Okay, David went and asked for somebody's name to be removed from the book, right? Okay, and I feel that's the same thing that with this corrupted system, they remove somebody's name from certain information. Okay, so like I say, I don't want to get into a lot of that. Next, we're going to talk about the council. All right. We're going to focus on, we have it coming from Proverbs 11:14. Okay. And for the council, we got plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisories, they succeed. Okay. All right. And when you read Proverbs 11:14, it says, where there is no counsel, the people fall. But in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. Right? Okay. And I've done readings on the council. And ever since I experienced what I experienced in Texas, I feel the spiritual council is very biased. All right, they just as corrupted as this beast system. Okay, all right, because see, they only for the dark. Okay, kind of lining in what we was already saying about the Asherites. Okay, all right. Instead of the Asherites going and do the right thing, the Asherites they joined in with the enemy. Okay, instead of the council doing the right judgments and making the right decisions, they join in the loop with the enemies. Okay, again, double dipping. I mean, no fairness. Okay, all right, no fairness on either way right here. But we started out good with the perfect hearts. Okay, because it was like people trying to show some love and affections to something. Okay, all right, when it comes to building a temple, okay, all right, and then we talked about a little bit about the Lamb Book of Life. Again, corruption being surrounding there, okay, and the final one talks about the government, all right. You can read Romans 13, but we're going to look at this one particular verse. It says, as a child of the Most High, okay, it says, I do not submit to the governing authorities, okay? And as a citizen, I have that right. You have that right, okay? The government has no power over me, Okay, the government is here to help. The government is not in place to hold power over nobody. Okay, all right. And the government has no authority, no power when it comes to me because I am a spirit vessel. Okay, working for the Most High in a human body. Okay. All right. So we started this at one time, but I paused it so I can go and take a couple of notes. But this time, Spirit say just try to go on and finish the whole reading. But we're gonna utilize additional decks, okay, with this here message. All right. So we're just gonna go through everything first instead of me going from one going through. We're just gonna talk about these one at a time because we only have five, okay. And so since we only have five, we're going to kind of leave it as that, okay? So, Spirit, I don't know if I want these. Okay, we're going to go with the regular tarot deck with this, okay? All right? And maybe we'll come with a final closing from this other deck here, okay? All right, Spirit. So let's look at the perfect hearts first. First Chronicles 29:9. Like I said, you guys can go back and look at the scriptures if you like. It talks about toxic. Something was toxic, unhealthy, poison, delusional, nasty behavior. Okay. Somebody could have looked at something as being toxic. Okay. But when we read what we read, it read like it was all okay, right? Okay. So let's go back to my notes. Let's see what was toxic there. It says the people rejoice at the willing response of the leaders, for they had given freely and wholeheartedly to the Lord. So whatever it is, it was toxic. Okay. I didn't want to have to shift my phones, but it's something there because I know that this must be something on another level. Okay, that's really what I'm more so picking up. It's not as I should have probably read a couple more extra verses and probably would have seen what a toxic came in. First Chronicles 29. Give me just a second. Let's look real quick. Okay, First Chronicles, it says, gift for building a temple. Okay, and here we go with King David again, right? And I already told you, King David had already told the judge or somebody to take somebody's name out the book, right? The book of life, right? And then, now when Most High said, okay, no, once your name, nobody's name should be erased from the book, right? Okay. So this here could be around surrounding some of the things that David was about. And I've done reading already. I told you David wasn't as on the up and up as people wanted to say he was. Okay. David wasn't. All right. It says here, my son Solomon. Okay. The one whom God has chosen is young and inexperienced. Okay. So it says David praised God and asked him to guide Solomon as king. Solomon was anointed king a second time and assumed the throne in David's place. It says the end of the chapter records the death of David after his 40-year reign over the people of God. All right, I don't use that because I know it's too many gods. Maybe that's why it's toxic. Okay, now that spirit done took me back. Okay, maybe it's a reason why it's toxic. So apparently this temple that was built, okay, this temple still wasn't in some form of alignment, okay, with uh, with the good. I'll put it like that, because this toxic talks about unhealthy delusions, nasty behavior, okay, anything else with the perfect hearts. We got ascending, all right, ascending, learning, transcending, preparing for union, okay, new phase. So somebody could be getting out of something toxic, okay, as well, all right, because something is toxic, and maybe that's why it's gonna be something different, okay, getting something out of that toxic, putting it into something better, okay, I can see that. Azarites, Azarites, we got frozen, not speaking, stone wall, not taking actions, all right, that's what we got for the Azarites. And we already said, according to what the book said, that instead of them getting the Canaanites out, they kind of took the side of the Canaanites. Okay, I don't know. I hope Spirit don't feel like I done took side, I'm not being portrayed as taking a side, because I've been on this here with the Most High in my squad since I started. I ain't had no help, and it's no nothing but spiritual help, and I'm thankful for the spiritual help I have had. Okay, so it could be the Azarites. It could be a reason for the frozen, or it's a reason for something. But let's talk about, let me one more with the frozen, because I don't want to disappoint the Most High, but at the same time, I don't like a lot of petty mess either. Okay, get away. Look at that. It says go on vacation, run away together, begin an adventure. All right. So somebody may have been frozen or not speaking or something, but with the getaway, all right, I feel something that will change. All right. It's kind of some, I'm seeing a pattern already, even with two cars here. It's like it's yin yang going on here. Okay. I'm picking up a yin yang. All right. That's really going on here. Somebody's toxic, somebody attending, somebody frozen, somebody going on a getaway. It's like a yin yang. Let's talk about the Lamb Book of Life. We got jealousy, okay? Rumors, pettiness, being envy, taking, talking behind your back, okay? So we got somebody jealous. We got jealousy there, okay? And I think that was kind of the reason why David asked for somebody's name to be removed, right? And then we got Lot, okay? Y'all seeing, y'all hope y'all hearing this yin yang balance going on here. Because then we got Lot, okay? All right. So we got jealousy, but then we got locked. Okay. It says can't move forward, locked away, heart detached, missing pieces. Okay. Then we got the council. All right. I gave my opinion about the council already. Okay. And with the council, look at that. We got children. We got children. It says where there is no counsel, what? The people fall. Huh? Of all cards, children's come out there. Talks about immaturity, innocent, childhood. Look at that. Of all cards, children. And then you got forbidden. Look at that. You got children, and then you got forbidden with the council. Okay? And the final one, we're talking about Romans 13, the governing authorities. I see soulmates. Soulmates came out. And we got pursuit. All right, for Romans 13, soulmates and pursuit. All right. So that's what we got for the layout of this biblical Torah. All right. So we're only going to pull out 4 cards here. No, 2 cards. We're going to go 2 cards. We're not going to go, I'm not trying to make this very long. Okay. So we was talking about the perfect hearts. And like I say, I'm seeing maybe something going from bad to going to getting better. Okay, I see a new phase. Maybe that new phase, that ascending is just that the perfect hearts. Okay, coming out of toxic. Okay, coming out of something toxic. All right, and then so what more you would like to share with the perfect hearts? I know this was kind of like brief, but I know this was a little brief, you guys, but I didn't want this to be long, okay? All right, let's talk about the perfect hearts real quick before my phone go out. First card we got here is a Knight of Swords. Okay, that talks about, wow, you got a Knight of Swords and a King of Swords. This could be father, son, or this could be a father taking some actions. Okay, I can see that. Somebody has some mental clarity. It also can talk about somebody with authority. Okay, this person could be a part of some type of, could be into something dealing with science as well. Okay, so that could be just that. Okay, the answer rights. We got frozen. And we see getaway. Okay, we got a 9 of swords. So that talks about somebody having some anxiety, worry. Okay, we got an empress coming in a reverse. Okay, so maybe an empress in a reverse, okay, is having some type of anxiety, stress, worries. All right, this person could be not as nurturing. Okay, all right. Maybe this empress was supposed to be driving the Canaanites out, but again, this empress decided, this empress, because this is somebody else's energy, they decided to work with the Canaanites. Okay, instead of being individual to do the right things. Okay, because the Asherites, if I'm not mistaken, they really are the ones that was gonna tell them about the blessings and the curses and stuff as well. Okay. Tell me about the Lamb Book of Life. We have jealousy and we have Lot. So now we got a King of Coins with, okay, a King of Coins come out. Okay. We have a King of Coins come out. The King of Coins is looking over towards the Empress, so these individuals could know each other or they was working together. Okay. All right. I see the Emperor is here as well. I was expecting the Emperor to come down by that Roman 13, but the Emperor wanted to show up right now. Okay. The Emperor could be this King of Coins. All right. We see a 10 of Wands here, and we see a 5 of Swords here. Okay. All right. So we was talking about the Lamb Book of Life, right? We see jealousy, we see Lot. We see some deception lining in with that jealousy. So apparently with the Lot, it could be this 10 of Wands. And then we got the Emperor here. That's like a father figure, a mentor. Some tell me this emperor could be the person that probably holding on to some type of particular book. King of Coins could have been somebody who, maybe while they're looking at this Empress in the reverse, the Empress in the reverse probably told the King of Coins something. And maybe because he may know this Emperor, went and made some type of suggestion there. And now I'm seeing that both of these individuals could be kind of in the midst of something here. Where they feel like they got to, I don't know, feeling like maybe they feeling like they got to defend themselves against something. Alright? That's really what I'm saying there. It's like they got to defend themselves out of something. With that lock. Okay? That's really what I'm picking up there. Alright? And now let's go on. I would read some stuff, you guys, but I don't want to be in this real deep. Y'all go back and kind of see how some of this kind of play out, okay, when you go back and do your reading. All right? So now let's go on with the council, all right? For all cards, I wasn't expecting children to come out. And then not only that, we got forbidden, all right? So, and it says here, where there is no counsel, the people fall. But in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. Okay? So these could be children's, okay, of the Most High, okay? That's really doing the upright thing, okay? Because, see, I feel the council is doing some things that's been forbidden, all right? It says where there is no counsel, the people fall, because the counsel is not being in the upright, okay? They're giving it to pleasure, okay? They're having a lot of love affair issues, temptations going on, flirting. They ain't taking this thing serious, okay? That's the way I'm seeing this. But I want to clarify, though. I really want to look into the children. What is it about children? There go the fool, okay, lining in with their innocence. So it's some innocence about children, okay? All right? Something about innocence with children, okay? Now, what is this forbidden? Knight of Wands, there go the lusting, okay, lining in. So I don't know if somebody was taking advantage of children. I don't know if somebody was actually taking advantage of children because it was forbidden. Give me one more here, Spirit. We're talking about the council. There go the hermit. A hermit's supposed to be like a divine inspiration. Shining the light. Maybe the hermit exposed something. Maybe the hermit saw something. Maybe the hermit experienced something. Could have experienced it to the council or told the council. Give me one more, please. There go two of cups. That's like a partnership. Somebody coming into some type of partnership. Somebody working on something. We're going to get another one on this. But it's something there. I'm seeing a partnership, the harmony. That's somebody